So my name's Laura, and I'm, I would have organized my thoughts better for tonight, but I'm moving. That has been my reason and my excuse for over 2 years. I'm so sorry. I would have paid my bill, but I'm moving, and I missed it, and I would have gotten back to you, but I'm moving. I think I'm moving. I'm subletting. Well, we're moving. We're gonna house sit. They're in Israel. Yeah, no, they're in China. Oh, yes, with my kids. 2 of them. No, it's fun. They're really flexible. So, I recently went over to my brother and sister-in-law's house, and there are a few reasons I could feel a little green-eyed around them. But most recently, my brother-in-law said to me, "Oh, we're moving, we're so excited. We're so excited, we found this great place, we're so excited." And I was like, wow, I've been moving, but I haven't been excited because, see, I was in housing. So, I don't know if you've ever been in housing, but when you're in housing, it can be taken away because it's given to you, and it can be taken away. And then you have to find a place to live. And in New York, you have to convince people to let you buy a home or rent a home. It's like when you apply for scholarships. Like, I'm actually really good at this, so I have 2 kids. And so you have to sort of massage things so you either look like you have enough money to pay or so little money they should give you a scholarship, but it's only partial. So no, I can pay it, but I still need it. And no, but I can pay it, but I still really need it. And it's kind of like that with apartments. So what you have to do is, I found this wonderful program, which is like the lifeline for me, which is called the HDFC. It's the Housing Development Fund Co-op. And this is a government program in New York City where you can buy a home. It's for low and middle income people. You don't have to be a family, you can be a person. And it has income caps and tax breaks, reduced rent. It's this great program. I could talk to you about it like forever, and I will spare you. I'll just tell you, when I learned about it, it became my quest to get an HDFC apartment. It was like, oh, I can have it all. I can have it if I can have an HDFC. I can stay in the city, I can work in my chosen field, I can feed my kids, I gotta get me one. So, I wrote a bio. You have to write a bio. And so you have to write your bio, sort of selling yourself to this co-op. Because you know how, I remember when I went to look for my first apartment, I would walk in and I'd be like, it's kind of small, no, I'm not going to get this. I'm in Chicago, you know. Oh, this is okay, but it's a little noisy, whatever. Here it's just like, oh, like me, please like me. Would you like me? I'm like a desperate, like, I want to be your girlfriend. Like, oh no, it's okay. Yeah, I can rock climb, we can go scuba diving. Yeah, no, I'm totally certified. Like, run out and take the class. I'll do whatever you need. I'm like the sweaty, desperate, oh my God, take me. So a friend of mine called me and she's like, I have this guy named Clive, and he has this apartment. It's on the Upper West Side. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. It's under $400,000. But it needs some work. I was like, okay, can I see it? Well, the guy is sick, that's okay. No, I mean, the man who's living there is bedridden. It's okay. So I go in to see this gentleman's apartment. I'm very respectful. He is catheterized, he is bedridden, he is in his underwear, I think, under the sheet. I say hello. We start to look around the apartment. I'd been told it was a 4-bedroom. Now, it has 4 rooms. If you live in New York, you're familiar with the jargon, that's a convertible 2-bedroom, fine. What that means is you take one of the rooms that's supposed to be a public room and you turn it into a bedroom, right? So this has a bedroom, a dining room, a living room, and a kitchen. It's across from the Cathedral of St. John the Divine, right? There's a basketball hoop in the back. It has a public area and laundry in the basement. I'm like dying. Play it cool. Like, oh, so convertible 2-bedroom? Okay, I need to think about it. Okay, yeah. I walk down the hallway. There's a hall door that's held open something must be wrong with the hinge. And the way they're holding this hall door open is that on that doorknob is tied a medical glove, which is tied to a string of medical gloves, which attaches to a doorknob to like a hall closet. It's like out of the movie Saw or something, or like Seven, you know? It's like out of a gruesome mystery. And so I said to the realtor, I said, oh, can I open this door? And he goes, yeah, I've never opened it. I said, can I open this closet? And he goes, yeah, I've never opened it. And I was like, I can see why. But, you know, and I open it. It's a room. He didn't know it was there. No one had opened this room. The guy, the bedridden gentleman, had said 2-bedroom. He knew what he meant. I opened the room. I'm like, there's a window. The realtor, who's this gentleman in his 60s, he goes in here, he goes, you gotta buy this place. You don't buy this place, I'm selling the shit out of it. And I was like, okay, yes, I will get my offer in tonight. Yes. And then the gentleman's like, oh, and I have a storage unit. And I was like, I'm dying. I wrote my bio. Oh, yes, we've lived on the Upper West Side. My children went to this nursery school. We're longtime residents, and we go to camp at St. John the Divine, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, here's why my income is better than it is. Here's all my savings. Someday I might make more money. I have a master's degree, and I'm a very, very conscientious neighbor. And I'll be on your board, and I used to be a bookkeeper, super helpful. Anyway, so I put it all together, and this man accepts my offer. And so it's done. So exciting. Now, you know how when you get pregnant, you're not supposed to tell anybody until after 3 months? There should be a rule for real estate, because accepted offer is like missed period. But I thought it was like baby, and I was like picking out colors. So no. So it turns out that the president of the board lived next door to this apartment, and he wanted to knock down a wall and have a 3-bedroom. Oh yeah, oh no, oh it's so gross. So not only did they reject my offer without an interview, and the word the word from my realtor was, well, they're worried because you have inconsistent income, but they're also worried because you're putting a lot of cash down, and that's just not the kind of building they are. I was like, well, I have to put down cash. No one will give me a loan because of the inconsistent income. I don't understand. Anyway, they rejected me, and then this man next door went on to reject every buyer until he was too sick. And the estate took over, and he bought it, right? And so I told myself, like, you know, I didn't want to live. I'm so lucky I don't live next to that person. That would have been horrible. But really, I was furious on behalf of this man who was trying to sell his home and wanted to go to Florida to fish for his last 6 months, and instead spent it battling his neighbor. Yeah, right? I mean, so that apartment didn't happen. And then I found out really that I kind of had no business getting a regular co-op. This one was a regular co-op. And this is when I found out about the HDFCs, and I started going after them really hard. So I started looking, I contacted my girlfriend, who's a realtor in Harlem, and she happens to be black, right? And I said to her, I said, oh, I got rejected from this apartment. And she said, oh, is it because you're white? And I was like, no. And she goes, oh, because a lot of places, there's this, what's going on in Harlem, they're rejecting people who are white because they want to keep Harlem black. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't the problem. This was Upper West Side. And then I was like, wow, okay, this is going to be maybe trickier than I thought, and I might want to look at the bio. So I went ahead. I've lived in Morningside Heights. My kid goes to school in Harlem. I love Harlem. I'm a good neighbor. So I go and I start to look in earnest now in Harlem. The housing is going to end. I start looking in earnest. I go see 3 apartments on one Sunday. The first one smells like roaches and food. if you don't know what roaches smell like, just be glad. Because I had an exterminator tell me one time, you don't want to know. Because then every time you pass it, you're like, oh. And it's the feces. Oh, come on, it's disgusting. So one smelled like roaches and food, the second smelled like food, and all three smelled like weed. So I put in offers on weed and food and weed. So the next week, I took my 8-year-old to go visit food and weed. And food and weed was awesome. It was huge, huge apartment. They wanted like all cash and things that I couldn't do, but I thought, hey, maybe no one else can do it either, so let's see what happens. So I come up to this apartment, I come up with Izzy, she was 8. We come up to the door, and I'm sort of fumbling, like figuring it out, and this lady comes up to me, and she wasn't rude, you know, her body language wasn't rude, but she kind of, you know, came up to me and she says, we have no white building this way to think of. And I was like, oh, we're just looking at an apartment. And I sort of like flashed the smile that has gotten, you know, gotten me stuff before, like double punches and coffee shops and dates and sometimes a job. It's so not working. Okay, we're just gonna, so we go into the building. The three of us get into the elevator. And she turns and she looks at me and she says, we have no white families in this building, thank God. Oh. And then she goes on to describe, she says, across the building, across the street, they let the white people move in, and they took over the board, and they changed everything. And of course, I'm hating this conversation. I'm hating everything about this conversation. I hate every side of this conversation. And I'm thinking to myself, I know the people she's talking about. Not like theoretically, not like I know those kind of people. I think I know the fucking people she's talking about. They were at my nursery school, and they did. They are. They're doing it. I know. I know them. I know the idea. I know the people. And I'm thinking, lady, you have no idea how little time I have. I have no interest in being on your board. I don't want to change your building. I just want a place. I just want like a nest. I just want to be able to take my babies to a safe place where we can live and we can like choose colors for our rooms and we can have little feathers and feather our nest and just be safe and happy and left alone. Just give me a break. That's all I want. But I don't say that. Instead, I turn to her and I say, well, good thing I'm Guatemalan. She says, ¿Cómo? I say, yeah, good thing I'm Guatemalan. My grandmother was an immigrant, so. She gets off the elevator. She says, she says, I cannot wish you good luck. I was like, have a nice day. And the elevator closed, and Izzy sort of looked at me like, what was that? And I'm just like, inside, I'm just all shaky and butterfly-y. And we went into the apartment, and I sat down, and I told the realtor what it was. And you know, the truth is, like, I hated doing that. I hated it. I hated it. It was so cheap. It was so stupid. Like, who cares if we mark the same box on the fucking census? Who cares? White, Hispanic, yay. What does it matter? I'm a person. God. And it's complicated. It is. And it's, God, of course it's not just about race. But where do the downwardly mobile go? When we leave, my daughter says to me, Mama, can we please not live in the building with the mean lady? I said, yeah, we can not live in the building with the mean lady. We need a home, and she does not feel like home. There's a part of me that wants to be a trailblazer, and then there's a part of me that has small children. I hear back from the apartment that only smelled like weed. We also fondly call it the pink explosion. With fantastic quantity of Pepto-Bismol pink paint was used in that place. Unbelievable. Other people have been like, I think I saw your apartment. Is it pink? You can see it from the street. I'm like, yeah, yes. So the pink explosion, and they have accepted my offer. So excited for the pink explosion apartment. And then I go online because I'm still sort of like reflexively addicted to Street Easy, and so I go on, and I'm like fixing my bio for each of these apartments. So I'm fixing my bio, and I'm like, you know, we're in Harlem and we're here and we don't want to do anything, you know, I'm a good neighbor. And they have an open, they accept my offer, and then they have an open house the next day. I don't understand. I was like, I don't understand. It was almost like the dating thing again. Like, but we're dating. I don't understand. I was like, but you said you like gave me a ring. What's going on? And so I was like, fuck you. I'm going to that party and I'm going to see you with her. So I went to the open house, you know. God. And I walk in. And I walk up to people on the street, and the realtors going, well, you know, she said time's of the essence. I was like, motherfucker. I go upstairs, and this realtor showing people around. She's going, oh, yeah, well, you know, we have an offer. We have an offer, so you need to move. And I just walked over and I said, shouldn't you say accepted offer? And she's like, well, legally, I don't need to because of this and that and the other thing. And the next person who came in, I heard her say, we have an accepted offer. And I was like, okay. So that night I get a call, of course. We've received a competing bid. Would you like to increase your offer? And I was like, no. No! No! It's the first time I said no. No! God! Now homeless, though. So there's that. Well, not homeless. The girls and I watched an American Girl movie with a girl who was actually homeless in it. And we had a nice conversation that I think was reassuring for all of us that we were between homes and actually very fortunate. Which is, you know, you got to be reminded of these things when you're all in one bed. So then I put in an offer on this place in Lenox, and I'm like, I should like this apartment. It has a laundry room. I should love it. I hate it, but I need a place to live. And there are only 3 families living in these 8 units, and they control the board and never tell anyone when the meetings are, and the maintenance is weirdly high, but I still put in an offer and then mercifully am rejected. Now seriously homeless, now desperate. I go online to Street Easy. The pink explosion is back online. It's back. It's back. It's being offered for less than my accepted offer. I call my broker. I'm like, you're going to offer on the pink explosion? And she's like, yeah, well, I'll see. And I said, I'm like, make it low. Make it low. I'm going to put it in 35 grand. I don't know what they're asking. That's right. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to make you like me anymore. I had this friend in college, and she said to me with boys, she said, well, you have to leave them wanting more. And I never got it. I was like, no, but if he likes me, he's going to like want to be with me all the time. I mean, not all the time, but you know, whenever I want to be with him, right? I mean, because I'm cool and awesome, and who wouldn't want to be with me? Be with me. So this is the first apartment that I was like, yeah, whatever. I gave a really low offer. They came back. And they said, oh, we'll take it, but you have to do it by X date. And I was like, ooh, 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 cut and paste in the bio, cut and paste. Cut and paste. And I went to, and then, anyway. So they accepted my offer. And then I went, right, and then I went to the board meeting. And sometimes at these board meetings, apparently, they even want to meet, like, your dog. At the like, when you go in front of the co-op board, they meet your dog, they meet everybody. A wrinkle that I won't get into tonight is that I am married, but I'm buying this apartment by myself, which makes people wonder what's going on. Not without reason. This apartment building, I was like, my husband can't come to the interview. They're like, that's fine. I was like, oh, it's mine. So anyway, so I got the pink explosion apartment. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Got the pink explosion, and now my my current excuse is, you know, I would have organized my thoughts better, except for I'm in construction. Thank you.